Hello world and welcome back to our YouTube. Let's jump into this embarrassing period story. So here I am, junior year in high school. Junior year in high school, by this time I've actually switched schools every single year, every single individual school year, or maybe even twice during the school year. I was someone that wasn't blessed enough to stick in one school for longer than a year, half a year. I switched every school year, and that is something that down the road I will more than gladly share with you guys as I feel more comfortable sharing about my story with you guys. But anyway, I switched schools every single year, and as every single year came, I was known as a new girl. Because I was a new girl, every guy either technically really liked me or every girl hated me. So I was in that boat because I was the fresh meat. Every guy was like, oh, I've already been around with all these girls, or I've already known all these girls. Something new, something fresh, something to go after. So I was that new, fresh, something for people to go after. So people saw me like that, and I made a lot of friends because I was the new girl. And I was the new girl slash very sporty new girl, so I made a lot of friends through sports as well. There was this one individual that no matter how hard I tried, never wanted to give me the attention, the time of day, ever. And so happened to be the crush, the guy that I drooled over every single time I looked at. So I shared four guys, just by the way if you're wondering, 4 classes with him. I had 2 classes with him every single day. So I would have block 1, 2, 3, 4 on one day, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 the next day, and so it would switch like that, and I had him in 2 classes each day. I went out of my way to make sure that this guy knew who I was. I hung out with a lot of his friends because they played sports, like I said, sports person. I made sure that he knew who I was. He didn't care who I was. He actually had girls all over him too, so it got to a point after a while that I just did not care. At this time, we were currently in history. History was and still is up there with my favorite subject. I love history. Anyway, I loved this class. I looked forward to being in this class, and this class was my favorite class to go to. You walk into the class, and then there's desks here and there's desks here and maybe 4 here, so each person's looking at each other except for these awkward 4 to 8 desks. They're just looking this way. Every other desk is right behind one another, and we're looking at each other like this. The whiteboard's in the front, all right here, and you're just sitting because he walks in between there. That's his walkway, the front, and then he comes in, can engage all of us in that way. It was cool, but it was weird at the same time. And right in front of me, he assigned me the front spot of the class. As soon as you walk in, I was at the desk right there in the front, and I'm just gonna call him Alex. He put me right here, and he put Alex right here. So when he put Alex right here, I went crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is my chance, my opportunity. I'm gonna stare at him every opportunity I get, but I'm gonna prove to him that I am great, I'm knowledgeable, I am awesome, and I am beautiful. But I don't know if you thought I was beautiful, but whatever. All of a sudden, get these really bad cramps, and I'm like, Mr. S, can I go to the restroom? And he's like, yeah, sure, go, take your time. I go, I use the restroom, I check, my lady bits are good, everything's going well, a little bit going on down there, but nothing too bad. I change, everything's good, pop Advils, come back to class, I'm sitting down. He starts to go over this documentary. He starts to share these videos, and he's just basically playing videos back to back to back. Meanwhile, he turned off the lights, but there's still he had lamps, so you can clearly see other people. There was a lamp right on this side towards the back, and one towards the back over here, basically, so he can still see what we were doing, so we weren't sketchy kids. Other than the usual blahness that comes with our lovely monthly time, I'm feeling great. Watching the movie, he's asking questions, I'm interacting, other students are interacting. Lover boy over there, Alex is looking, answering questions as well. We're just enjoying our movie. Your legs are just a little bit spread open, and you're just laying back watching a movie. That's what I was doing. I was just relaxing, having the time of my life, and then 30 minutes into this movie, I started to feel very crampy, and I started to feel flow, heaviness on my pad. And I was like, okay, if I don't take care of the situation, what's gonna happen is it's not gonna be cute, so I gotta make sure I take care of the situation. Mind you, I was wearing the uniform that I wear for my sports day. I'm a volleyball player, and so I was in the varsity team, and we were playing the uniform, basically what you have to wear before the game so that people know, and they like ask you, oh, you have a game, so like it kind of advertises the fact that there's a game that day, so people notice and they see. I was wearing like gray like sweats and our blue tops. I think it was a blue tops. Yeah, it was a blue tops, a blue sports jersey top. And so whatever, that's not really important, but the fact that I was like, you know what, not feeling good, I start to ask, I'm like, can I use a restroom? He said, wait. My teacher, Mr. S, said it's almost over in like 10 minutes. If you really need to go within like the next few minutes, just let me know again, but see if you can wait. Over here, I'm like, bro, no, he don't know the issue, the situation that is happening. I need to go to the restroom, and I need to go now, because if I don't take control of it, what's gonna happen is not gonna be pretty. So I wait. Literally, I was trying to be like, wait like 2 more minutes. I waited another 2 more minutes, and I rose my hand. I was like, can I go? May I go to the restroom now? And he was like, yes, go to the restroom. I go to the restroom. While I'm getting up, I see my crush. I see Alex, which usually doesn't really give me 2 cents. He's really looking at me, and to the point where it's like glaring at me, and I'm like, what's like, hey. I'm like walking by, and his eyes are like on me, and I'm like, oh dang, like this guy wants me. He wants me now. I exit the room and I go to the restroom. I pull down my pants. Girl, you would have thought that someone had murdered me and brought me back to life and murdered me again, because my pants, my gray pants, were bright, not bright because that blood ain't bright. It was crimson red, literally like half of the butt area, freaking blood. I don't know how I didn't feel like all that blood, but I definitely knew that something wasn't going right down there, because when you feel overflow, like you know what's happening ain't normal. But it was to a point where like, dang, you know what I mean? Like, how did you not know that you were bleeding like everywhere? Not only did Alex look at me, I stood up. I'm the very first one of rows of people behind me. They must have seen my butt, so and the teacher, I was traumatized. I was to the point where I'm like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? So the first thing I think of is just change a pad. I change my pad, I take off my pants, go towards the wash, the sink. I got in a handicap one, you know, the one that's super huge, and it usually tends to have like its own blow dryer and everything. Close the door, I'm in there. So I go towards the sink, I put soap, I start just scrubbing the crap out of these pants. I put the pants, keep going back and forth. Soap, scrub, look, no, soap, scrub. Took me, like, I'm not even kidding you, my knuckles were starting to get to the point where they're like bloodshot red, like looking like they were about to bust open and bleed. It got to that point where I was like, looks good. I went over and I just started blow drying the crap out of those pants. I was in there for like 10 minutes, just blow drying. Great, perfect, crisis averted. I go right back to class. When I go right back to class, the movie's over, the lights are on, and you can just see every single eye on me. And their eye are not on me because they're interested in the fact that I'm coming in that door. Some of them had their mouths like slightly open, and other ones are just looking at me in pure shock and amusement, because they're saying, what just happened? This girl had straight up blood running down her leg, and you can evidently see it walking out this classroom, and she just comes back with pristine pants. And they're like, it was like a trick, like you thought you saw that. You know you didn't see that. And my friend that was like two seats behind me was like, did you get new pants? I'm like, no. And it was so embarrassing, because the one time that Alex paid so much attention to me, homegirl got her period. You ever stare at me again like that? Nope. Did he ever talk to me? Nope. Was it okay? Yep. Because I did not want that to be our conversation starter each time we got to speak. So I was a-okay. So mindless to say, I had a horrible experience with my period, and I never ended up going out with my crush. It just didn't work. But I walked out of there that day, a trooper, because everyone, they got their mind messed up with, because they were wondering what the heck they saw, because when I came back, pristine pants, and they were the ones that thought they saw something. So each time everyone asked me, when I walked out of there and like people were looking at me, I made sure to speak out loud, like, what is everyone looking at me for? Like, did something happen? Like, what happened? Like, I just played it cool, like nothing happened. Periods are traumatic and horrible, and I still deal with them 24/7. Not 24/7, that would suck. If you are someone that deals with them 24/7, go get that checked out. Ain't healthy. But it's something that when I look back at now, I can laugh. But during that time, I was totally traumatized. Anyway, if you guys like that, if you guys like the different feel to this, if you like story times, I have plenty more to share with you guys. I have not only embarrassing stories, I have crush stories, I have stalker stories, I have paranormal stories. I have a lot of crazy things that happened to me in my life, and I would more than gladly share them with you guys, just to kind of be able to look back at things and realize, you know, it's life, things happen, we can laugh at, we grew from it, and even though it was sucky and cruddy during that time, and traumatic, and terrible. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like story times, let me know down below. Give this video a thumbs up. That kind of gives me an idea to what you guys want to continue seeing. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. God bless you. God bless your face. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.